start. So, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever in the world you are. I am in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. So, today's live stream, the topic is about Coloureds. Do you know your origin, your ancestry, your lineage, your history? And even if you're not colored, do you know it? Okay. And the reason for this is because on my video where I said Coloureds don't know their origin, they don't know who they are, where they come from, and what their place is, hello, in society. And the comments that I got back shows that most, if not almost everybody, don't know, or they'll know a little bit here, but then something else is wrong here. And others will just say, oh, I know, and then get angry, but they don't elaborate, like, what do you know, okay? Yes, I know where I come from. But this is not about me. I want to know about Coloureds, other Coloureds, not me, because I know everything, okay? Because the thing is, I want to know, like, when I said that, when I made that video, like I say, the comeback, all the comments were either very wrong or slightly right, but still very wrong, or people will just say, oh, I know where I come from, but that's it. That's the extent. It's like, so elaborate, okay? But they don't want to say. And then others, like the person here, hi, I see Nasim here. Others will rather be asking me where I come from, okay? AI says this is palettes and ancestry talk. Yeah, okay? Yeah, or people will ask me, hello. I see the hello. Yes, people, it's not about me, because I know what I am, okay? But I mean, I can still, as we talk, I can still tell you, but today I want it more from you. So you can come into the box with me, you can ask for an invite and I will add you, then we can talk. But just remember, if you're coming into the invite, we're not going to talk very long, because I want to invite as many people as possible. Okay, but you have to ask me. You have to say, I'd like to come into the box or something like that, so that I know, because I'm not going to invite you and then you don't want to come in. Okay, it's you have to do that. Also, you can talk here. So let me first know who is colored. If you're colored, you can say I am, or whatever. Okay. Oh, and the other thing I've noticed about the people that comment on my videos, because most of my videos are about South Africa, and what I find interesting is that most of the comments, it looks like it's hi, thank you for the likes. It looks like it's people that can't speak English, which I find is very strange, because we have 11 official languages, right? But English is the language of the government and the language of the economy. Hi, everybody. So it's very important to be able to speak English properly, okay? Because how are you going to understand what's going on, like with politics and who you must vote for, and even in the workforce, if you can't speak English? So I'm a bit shocked that so half the time I don't understand what you all are saying, because okay, what do they say? I must share my live video. Well, who am I going to share to? Okay, so do you all know the question, right? Hey, hi, you all know the question, right? The question is colored people. Okay, I think first question is, do you know how to spell colored? And then other question is, do you know the origin of colored people? Like I say, today I want you to talk more. Oh, send a hat and a mustache. Ah, thank you. And if anyone wants to talk with me in the box, you must ask me in the comment here, because I don't want to. Yes, thank you. Swartkop is right. I don't want he spelled, or she, I don't know, spelled colored properly. Yes, it's Colored. And people get very angry when I correct their spelling, but people is very important because it's a race. Like if it's Xhosa, I will make sure I spell it properly because I have to respect the Xhosa people. If it's Sutus, it's just that's how we do things, okay? Right. So, who wants to tell me the origin of colored people? Because the thing also is when this video that I put out, yes, thank you. Yeah, more people are spelling it correctly. When I put the video out that I said Coloureds mostly don't know. They don't know their origin. They don't know who they are, where they come from, their history, their place in society. A lot of people got very angry. Sorry. Oh, why am I so tired? Yeah, a lot of people got very angry. Because who am I to tell them that they don't know who they are? They say that, but then they don't elaborate. They don't say because I know my origin is blood. No. That's all they say, okay? Okay, so someone here said they are the product of black and white. So, nope, that's not right. That's not the origin. Origin means, I have to put let me put my mobile hotspot on. Okay, origin means, because it's very important, especially if you're a colored person, you must know these things because, all the other races, they know who they are. It's just when it comes to us coloreds, it's like, and others will even say, who cares? It's a word that was made up by the white man or by the colonizers. Yeah, maybe it was made up by them, but it doesn't matter. We do exist, even if the word is made up. And then some people don't like to be called coloreds. So what must I call? What must I say? Nunu. Nunus. Okay. If you don't want me to say colored, I'll say nunus. Because until we get a new name for our race, I don't know what else to call you. I will call us. I would have to. So if I say nunus, it's to those people who don't want to be called colored. Okay. So what does origin mean? Origin means the beginning. Where did the life of colored people begin? Let me see if anybody knows that. There's 8 people here. They used to call themselves Europeans. No. Okay, now where are you people from? Because I think a lot of you are not from South Africa. That's why when you answer, I can see you don't know. You don't really know. So South Africans, especially if you're colored. Hi. Where am I now? Now I'm in Malaysia. What am I looking for? Origin. I want to know the origin of the colored people. What does origin mean? Origin means, still opening, the beginning or starting point of something, whether it's a place, a person, or an idea. Oh, from Serbia. Wow, welcome. That's very far. Okay, so back to coloreds. Someone said it's mixed between black and white. No. I'm talking about the origin, not what colored means. I'm not talking about what colored means. Okay? I am from South Africa. Oh, what do you mean? I know what I'm talking about. Okay, what did you say again? You said they used to call themselves Europeans. No, coloreds never called themselves Europeans ever. Hi, okay, hi. You're also from my hometown, Johannesburg. Welcome. Yes, no. Coloreds have never called themselves European. Never. Europeans it's a totally different continent. No, because today I want to know if you know. Because a lot of you in the comments were very rude to me. I know it's not you, and saying, oh, don't you tell us. Why are you asking us? We know who we are. So come tell me who you are. Let me see who you are. Let me see if you know. Especially if you are colored. If you like the guy from Serbia, I don't expect him to know. But you see, he's here, or she. I don't know but that person from Serbia is here. So that person doesn't know about colored, so we need to explain. Isn't it? And we have to explain correctly, otherwise we we give them the wrong information. So let me nobody knows. Yeah, I thought as much. So you see, when I said Coloureds, they don't know where they come from, who they are, they don't know their history, they don't know what is this thing, their place in South Africa, then I was right. So I don't know why people are getting angry with me, because I was right. Look, I'm waiting for everybody to answer me. I was right. Hi, those who just joined. I know there's two Coloureds here, because when I asked, okay, this one said my grand told me that she had to sit on the floor because chair were written. Yeah, no, that's not what I'm talking about. You see, that's off topic. I'm not talking, I'm asking what is the origin. And then, like I also said, I'm surprised that in South Africa, the English language is actually not good. And it should be, because English is the language, it's like the first language of the country, because it's the language of our government. And it's also the language of commerce. Okay, so I'm very surprised also that most people that comment on my videos, the English is not good. So it just makes me think that maybe you are not South African. Because I know there's a lot of other foreigners that come to live in South Africa and come to work, and then you know, because I know when I was in Cape Town the last time, everybody was in the taxi was from a different country, Cameroon, and nobody was speaking English. They didn't know how to speak. Even the driver was from Cameroon. His English was so bad. Okay, colored conversation, speak up. That's what AI says. Yes. No, I'm waiting to see if somebody knows. There's 9 of you here. How come there's no colored here? You mean to tell me there's no... Someone earlier on, 2 people said they colored. So that means... And 1 person is from Serbia, so obviously I don't expect that person to know. What about everybody else? You're obviously not colored, isn't it? That's why you don't know. And I can see from the names, yeah, that you all are not colored, because Coloureds have very specific names, normally very Christian names, or Muslim, because Cape Malays are also colored. And you see, I think also where the problem comes in is because, you see, before 1994, because of the Immorality Act. The Immorality Act is when white people were not allowed to be in relationship with any of the other races. It was illegal. Okay? So, I mean, some did, like you see, Trevor Noah's mother, she didn't care about the law, but it was illegal. It's a crime, okay? So you didn't find like a lot of children who's half white and half black, or half white and half Indian, or half white and half colored. It was very rare, okay? And even if it did happen, because it's illegal, they would like hide. You see, like Trevor said that, look, like Trevor he was not registered as colored, he was registered as black, because normally you would have to follow your mother, okay? Because, you know, it's a crime, okay? But after 1994, now that we can all mix, there's a lot of this kind of like white with black, white with Indian, with Chinese, Indian, you know, like there's a lot of mixing. But those people are not coloreds. Those people are of mixed race. Unless one parent is colored, then the person is colored. But if it's just a white and a black, or a white and a Chinese, or a Chinese and an Indian and a white, but there's no colored, then it's not colored. The child will either be Indian or white, whatever the mother or father is. But also, even on paper, maybe it will say Indian, but because it's half Indian, half white, then we will just say it's a mixed person. But colored is specific, okay? So let me see what are the comments. So I'm asking you, but why is it not now a crime? Because now, South Africa, we don't have apartheid. Today is Freedom Day. We are celebrating the day that to the end of apartheid. Today is a very, I think you're not from South Africa, is it? Hello, how are you doing? Good information. Talk to meneer verkeerd. Okay. Hi. Okay, so colored, please, people. It's spelled Coloureds. I know sometimes it's typos, okay? They are the original Afrikaans, and I'm mad at them for not taking up culture and language. Okay. Yeah, again, like I said before, the problem is also for me is because a lot of you, your English is not, I don't understand your English because it's not good enough. Sorry. That's just what it is, okay? Like, I think you are trying to say they are the original African, right? Coloureds are original African, and you are mad because they didn't keep up the culture and language. Okay, so I'll write all the things and then I'll tell you what is right and what is wrong. Original African. And in the Afrikaans language, African is Afrikaner. So you like saying they are the original Afrikaner. Not the Afrikaner that these white people think they are. You mean like just African, right? Okay. Hi, those who joined. Okay, so since nobody else spoke, oh no, someone said. Also the illegal practice of dating out of the European race no, that's not the origin. Let me again explain what origin means. When I ask what is the origin of the colored person, I am asking, origin means where the beginning of this person. Origin means the beginning or the source of where something was created. So where was the race of colored created? Where and how? What happened? Okay, hi, thanks for the likes. Yeah, because I want it to be interactive today. I don't want to be saying, because in the comments, everyone is so like, oh yeah, I know, yeah. But then when I ask, you don't know. Okay, by the using South African roads and of our airports when they gone to that. No, that's, I don't know, that's off topic. Yourself look it up. Why? Don't make it if you know everything. Okay. I know what it is. I want to know if you know. If you don't know, then say, I don't know. Just say, I don't know. Because then I know you don't know. Okay? Because people normally don't say, I don't know. In the comments, even like here. You talk other things. It's a question. What is the origin? You can say, I don't know what origin means. Then I will tell you to go Google search it. Or if you say, I don't know. Because if you don't know, then we can look for it together. And I'll show you how to look for it. How to find out. Because on my video, everyone was like, oh, I know. Even I asked a simple question here. Who is colored? There's 11 people, only 2 answered. It's like you don't even know what you are. That's why I'm saying it's very weird. If you're colored, you will know you're colored. If you're not colored, you will know. If you're colored, you say, I am colored. If you're not, you say, no, I'm not colored. It's very simple. It's very simple. And if anybody wants to talk with me in the box, to have a one-on-one with me, you can put it in the comments and then I will add you and we can have a talk about the origin of colored people. Because also, people, you must know how to answer questions. Like, who is colored here, that's talking here? You can say, oh, I am. Oh, no, I'm not. Like that. That's all. And then the next thing is, what is the origin of colored people? So what does origin mean? You take your phone out and you write the origin, definition or meaning, and it will tell you what it means. And then you see, okay, so you are colored. Okay, so you should know. So what is the origin of colored? You remember what I said, what origin means? It means the beginning. When was the first time that there were coloureds in South Africa? When and what happened? You don't have to tell me the year. You can just tell me what happened. So there's 3 coloureds, unless the other 2 left already. And 1 Serb. Other people have no race. Because this topic and my Orania topic is, and the non-white topic, these are the 3 that made everybody. So yeah, I'm giving the opportunity for everybody who's so angry about it. I'm giving you the opportunity to come and talk to me. But also who identify with a certain culture. No, the colored has got nothing to do with culture. It's like one of the races in the world where it's not about culture, it's about the origin. That's why I'm asking, does anyone know how colored people, what happened to make colored people? How are colored people made, if I want to ask, if like just a simple question? Because I don't know how old you people are. You sound like very young. Like maybe, how old are you? You have to be over 18 to be on my videos, my live stream. Yeah, you see, people don't know. All the people, I saw them in my thing on my video. Some are from the Vasco da Gama era of trade. They are determined to be colored. No, that's not the origin. That is the history. I'm talking about the origin of coloreds, not colors, coloreds. What happened? I have so many videos on TikTok about it. I have a lot of videos on YouTube as well about this. Obrigado, you must be Portuguese, so definitely not South African colored. Ten people. Early on there were 14. Nobody seems to know. 8 people. Okay, very good. Ali Page said, I think they come from Khoi and Dutch people. 80% right, yes. Colored people come from Khoi mixed with Dutch, or San mixed with Dutch. Because there's 2, right? Khoi and San. Very good. Okay, does everybody understand what I just said now about Khoi and San? No, this one says your topic is very interesting. Please focus and leave colored people. No, you cannot tell me what I want to talk about, because you see, this is my live stream. Like if you don't like the topic, you can leave, but I cannot leave because this is my live stream with my topic. Okay, so this person is right. This is the correct answer. The origin of colored people is from the interbreeding, which means these people made babies, right? So it was Khoi women with Dutch men, or San women with Dutch men. You'll understand? That is the origin. Please do not forget that. Now, because coloreds were made from Khoi with Dutch or San with Dutch, that means colored people are indigenous. Now, do you all know what indigenous mean? Indigenous mean they didn't come from other countries to come to South Africa. No, they were created in South Africa. Do you all understand that? Do you all understand that? So when people say to colored people, when colored people say, I am indigenous, it is the truth, because it means that colored people, because they are mix of this and this, but because Khoi was already in Africa, not even Africa, in South Africa. So that means they are like the Khoi San, they are indigenous. So are the coloreds, because the coloreds are the children, the offspring of the Khoi and the San. Do you all understand that? Let me see in the comments if you understand that. Say yes, I understand. Yeah, no, I'm not asking about whether colored people are diverse. I'm not, no. This person, Jude, you are talking about the history. I'm not talking about, I'm talking about the origin of colored people, the first step of how colored people were created. No, nothing to do with Xhosa either. That's history. I'm talking about origin. Do not conflate the two. Okay? That is why everybody's confused. Leave Xhosa and Arabs and Asian. It's not about that. The first white people came to South Africa, and the Khoi and the San, they met them. When they met them, they made children together. Those children are the Coloureds. Okay? The origin, the first step of colored was there. Okay? Yeah, I'm not talking about where Xhosa people don't, off topic. I'm just going to say off topic. I'm not even going to talk about that. I'm only going to talk about what I'm talking about, what I'm asking, okay? So I want to know, do you people understand the origin of colored people? If you do, then tell me, because I already told you right now. You tell me what it is. I'm not interested in that topic. I'm not talking about that. I just want to talk about, I don't want to talk about that either. That's a stupid, I'm not talking stupid things. I only want to talk about the origin of colored people. So those who heard me, you tell me what you heard. Okay, I see this person wants to come and talk to me, but I cannot trust that you're going to talk other things, because you can only talk about the origin. What is the origin of colored people? No, I did not divert from my first topic. Don't talk rubbish. Okay, James Bond. You say I agree with you. Of course you must agree with me because it's fact. So, what did I say? What is the origin? Because we need to get this right, people. We need to get this right. What happened? How were the colored people created? That is not how they originated. That's later. That's history. I'm talking about origin. People, please take out your phones, Google search what origin means. Okay, I'll tell you again. Okay? Because someone already said, Ali Page, I think. That person got it right. Coloureds were created by the Khoi having children with the Dutch. Also by the San having children with the Dutch. That is the first Coloureds. So that is the origin of colored people. Can you all understand that? Do you all understand that? That is not a lie. That is a fact. Do you all understand that? Okay, can you all understand that? Okay, yes, yeah, you, Ali Page, you got it right. But I need to know if yes, James Bond understands that. You must understand that what do you mean that's not true? What's wrong? Why is that not true? You never heard that the Dutch came and then they interbred with the Khoi and the San. You've never heard that before? You've never heard that before? Look, go Google search. How come you've never heard that before? You see, that's why I say the education system in South Africa is very bad. It's very bad because most of you can't speak English properly or even write English properly or even spell English properly. And also, I've just given you the fact, and you can still tell me what I'm talking is wrong. That is what I'm not talking about the full story. I'm asking what is the origin. You can even type here. What is the origin of South African colored people? Type it and look. Look. In order to be a colored person, you must, the first mix must be Khoi or San and white. It has to be that. Let me research, because I don't know how I don't know what you learn in school. You don't even know how to do research. The colored population in South Africa is primarily the result of interracial mixing between European settlers and indigenous Khoisan people. That is original. Then in the later it was enslaved Africans and Asians. That is later. Okay? But what must be there is the Khoisan, the Khoi, the San, and the Dutch. That is the first mix. Okay? Do you all understand that? And if you ask the question and you see I'm not answering you, is because your question or what you're saying is either irrelevant or it's wrong or it's got nothing to do with the subject here or whatever. So I'm not going to deal with that. Yes, this say my name. Most Coloureds don't care where they come from. Exactly, that's why I am doing this. I'm doing this because it's very strange that colored people are quite happy to be stupid. I don't understand that. It is very strange. That how can you not want to know your history? That is very weird. It is the weirdest thing. This is the thing, the South African education. They don't teach people to know who they are. They don't teach English properly. They don't teach people how to read English, how to write English, how to speak English. They don't teach people how to use internet search engines. That's why half the time I have to do the research. You are sitting there. Well, maybe you can't because you are on the phone. Sorry, yeah, you can't because you can. I'm using two phones. Yeah, but even still, I noticed people know nothing, especially colored people. Black's not that bad. White's not that bad. Indians, oh no, they know everything. They can tell you from Sultan Shah, whatever. They can tell you back in the whatever, because their history is so rich. Us know nothing. Coloureds don't even know that they are the first Homo sapien. Okay, but that's another story. I don't even want to get into that. It will just blow your minds. Your mind will not be able to take it. Okay. Yeah, if you wrote something and I'm not saying anything about it, it's because it's not important. Okay. That person said they understand. Yes. So colored people's history starts in 1652. That is true. That is true. But because the half of their parent is Khoi and San, so actually the history starts also before. You know what I mean? Because even like me, I'm here now, but my life didn't just start here. Because I was also a baby one time, right? But before I was a baby, I had parents. So they gave me life. So that's also part of when I started. And then my grandparents, you understand? Because it's called lineage. It's hereditary. Your heritage. You understand? So although the race colored, not colored people, but the race of the colored people. The race, the word colored. That race started in 16 because of the Khoisan mixing together with the European. But I mean, you have to also then, if you take the Khoi, then you must know their history. And you must take the Dutch, and then you must also know their history. You understand? But that race, where we got the name, the way, it's like this unique people. Because before that, we were just Khoi and San, and we were just Dutch. But once these two came together, then we're like a new race now. Right? You'll understand? Yes, so it started in 1652. So this person is right. Well, yeah, okay. AI says origin of colors. No, Coloureds AI. Yeah, okay, I know that. we're talking about colors now at the moment. We're not talking about black. We'll talk about it later. We're talking about Khoi Coloureds, who are the origin of colored is when the Khoi and the San interbred with the, yeah, I'm not going to talk to you now. So you first have to ask me if you can come in. Oh, sorry, I'm a small window, okay, people, because someone came in without asking. Okay. So now I'm just small. Sorry, people, because I don't know how to. Okay, right. So we are clear with the origin, right? No one is confused. Okay? No one is confused, right? Okay. Now, while this was going on here in 1652, okay, in other parts of South Africa, there were also Khoi and San running around, right? Thank you for the roses. Thank you so much. Okay, there were also Khoi and San running around. And then there were also black tribes coming in, right? Even before 1652, that was already happening. Okay? And those people, the Khoi and the San there, were also mixing with the black people. Okay? But that mix, those are not coloreds. You'll understand? Those people are not colored. Colored, the white must be there. There must be white. So if there's some black and Khoi and San mixing here, and some black and Khoi and San mixing here, and some black and Khoi and San mixing here, that's just black and Khoi and San mixing. But here, it's Khoi, San, and white. Do you all see where the difference comes in? Let me see if you understand. Do you all understand about how the white must be there? Do you all understand that? Tell me if you understand that. I don't know if you were right because I can't remember what you said. Dump, what did you say? I can't remember what you said. Does everybody understand that? No, it's not a combination of black and white. No, I just said it's Khoi and white or San and white. That's what I said. Thank you. Yes, yes. The original Coloureds are children of European settlers. Yes, European settlers and indigenous Khoi and San. That's why it's a unique. It's a unique race. Okay, it's like a new. Because it's the first time the Europeans saw the Khoi and the Khoi saw the Europeans and the San saw the. So that's the first time that they saw each other and made children together. Okay, but do you all understand? It has to be Khoi, San, and white, which is Dutch. No, Khoi and San are not black Africans, but I don't want to get into that subject. They are not. They are Kapoid. It's a different race. There's black race and Khoi and San are Kapoid race. It's not the same as black race. Okay, it's not the same, but I don't want to talk about that. That's another. Yes. No, Khoi is not black African. I don't want to talk about that because that's another study. That's really a very more deep study. Okay. Coloureds, remember the spelling? Colored. But if it's too much writing, just put a capital C, because I know you all are trying to type fast. Just put capital C, because we know we're talking about coloureds, right? No, coloureds are not the original. I'm talking about original. Yes, and coloureds are not, South African coloureds are not a mixture of black and white. No. No, that's not coloured. The coloured, I don't know how many times I have to say this, but I think those people who came early, you understand, right? The race between white and black is just mixed race. They are just mixed. Normally you call it biracial. It's a mixed race. The colored race is unique. It's unique. It's black and white is different. You'll understand? No. Yes. Not really. Very little bit. Yes. Neanderthal DNA and also Homo sapien. Yes, because once you mix, you get everything from your parents. I don't know what truth will come out soon. I don't know what that is. Yeah. And if you're going to speak any language other than English, it's a bit of a problem for me because I don't know what you are saying. And then I don't know, I might have to mute you unless, oh, you, sorry, because you're talking to each other, right? Okay, that's fine. Okay, it's because if you're speaking to me, it's different. I don't understand. But if like I see these two are speaking to each other, okay, that's fine. You can speak to each other like that. That's fine. Okay, so everybody, we've got that right. We understand. I wish I had a blackboard. So we understand. Koi, colored origin. So that means the beginning. Koi, sun, and white. That is the beginning. And the white that time was Dutch. Okay, for the last time, I don't want to hear this. Koi and sun are not black, they are carpoid. Okay, end of story. I'm anything that comes up like that, I'm not gonna entertain. Okay, who's this? I'll put you on the panel, but I only want you to talk about the origin. I don't want other stories. Okay, is that okay? Okay, I'll add you because we have to go step by step. Okay, so I'm bringing this person in. We're going step by step, slowly, so everybody can understand. Yes, I'm allowing people to come, but slowly. Hi. Hello, Lindani Music, I'm waiting for you. Hello?
Hello, how are you? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Hi.
Are you doing good?
Yes, I'm doing well, thank you. What is this?
Okay, thank you. I just quickly want to talk about the DNA of humans. Can we
Yeah,
do
no, I
that?
don't want to talk about that. I want to talk about the origin of colored people. Yeah, and I leave God out of this because we're not talking about God. That's something else. Okay. Okay. So anyway, so we move on from that because now everybody understands, right? Colored. The origin is Khoi or San, because you know Khoi those days. Now you can. It's like supposed to be derogatory, but I don't know why it doesn't make sense. Khoi was the Hottentot, San were the Bushmen, and then they, because it's two tribes, right? Different tribes. Now we just put the name together, but we know when we say Khoi San, we mean the Khoi and the San. They interbred with Dutch, okay? No other, only Dutch. And this mixture is now colored. Okay, so that's the origin. Now, what happened after that? So, like I said, in the meantime, and even before that, there were already other, like the black tribes, which are not Khoi and San. That's why we have black and we have Khoi and San, because Khoi and San are not black. That's why it's two different names. So the black, they also started interbreeding with the Khoi and the San. And then they had other kind of children, which are not coloreds, because there is no Dutch, right? Right? You can see it's different people. And they had different races, like example, the Xhosa. And they didn't bother to give another name. A lot of them didn't. They just, like if it was they just took them in, okay? They didn't, it's like not like a new race. Okay. Now what happened then with the Khoisan people? I mean with the colored people. Obviously, they start to like marry each other and interbreed, right? And then they have more colored children, which are just Khoi or San and Dutch, right? But then they start moving, isn't it? And then what do you think would have happened when they started moving and they met the other black people, like pure black, and they also met those other blacks who were already also mixed with Khoisan? What do you think happened when they all met each other? What do you think? Let me see if someone can come up with what they think. No, that's not true. That's not true. The DNA thing, that's not true. That's very wrong. Very, very wrong. Yeah, I already said because some of the Khoi and the San also interbred with other black tribes. I said that. But now my question is, because I feel I don't know, like I say, your education system is very, because I have many live streams in the day, and I talk with children from all over the world. I find South Africans and people, South Africans don't know how to answer questions. If I ask questions, answers will come. With y'all, I have to I don't know, if maybe they don't teach you in school to, are you not allowed to talk in the class? Only the teacher talks, is it? So the question is, what do you think happened after these colored people started moving around and meeting other, like black tribes and other people who are also mixed, but their mix is Khoi and San and black? What do you think happened? Okay, they fought each other, yes, but they also did other things. What do you think they did? What else did they do? What else? Yes, I'm sure they fought each other, that's for sure. But what else do you think they also did? Trade, but even more. No, that's rubbish. Just that's rubbish. This Lindani, all nonsense. I cannot even entertain that. Sorry, it's not right. And I don't even want to talk that loud because it will make people who know about this very angry. No, Palesa, no. I'm waiting for the answer. No, it's chrysanthemum tea. It's tea. Yes, that's it. Intermix metalla. That's it. They started like marrying each other or falling in love or making babies. That's right. I mean, common sense, right? No, what you're saying is not true. Anyway, I'm not going to entertain you because I'm talking about something else. I don't want to talk about things like that. We're not on that subject yet. That is too deep to be discussing like that. That one, when you need your laptop out, I need my laptop out. I need my friend who's an expert here so we can set you straight. Okay? Yeah, no, that one we cannot just talk like this. And I don't want to talk about that, okay? Please, people, stay on topic. This is my live stream. I want to talk about this stuff. Don't come with your stuff. If you want to talk your stuff, create a live stream and then you can talk it. Then people will go there and talk about that. Okay? Right. So what was the question? The question was, okay, but someone already answered the question. This person said yes, when the colored people started moving around, they left the Cape and they started moving around. Then they met up with other black people. That's not like them because they coloreds. Remember, they only Khoi, San, and white. Now they're meeting real like black, like whatever. I don't know who was there that time, but whoever's there, okay? But I mean like a real black race. And they also met those black people who were mixed with Khoi and San. So they also mixed. Coloreds are mixed, these people are mixed, but they are not the same mix. You can see that, right? They're not the same mix. So what happened is they started also to interbreed. So they also had children. So that means what now happened is the colored DNA even had more mix in it because now it had Khoi, it's got San, it's got white, and now it also has black, right? You'll understand, right? But the others, maybe they didn't mix with the other blacks. They just mixed with each other. So they never had black. They just mixing here. They're not going and mixing there. I mean, even today, you look at how people are today. You find there's many, like example, Zulus. They just mix with each other. They don't go and marry white people and have children with white people or with Indians or with Chinese. No, they just, even the blacks, the blacks just all mingle with each other, right? Okay? But there were those that started now to interbreed with black. So you see. So now the colored gene, there's now more. Do you understand? If you understand, say yes, I understand. Again, if I'm not reading out loud what you wrote here, it's because it's not important. AI says origin of Coloureds uncovered. Yes, so someone says, yeah, and Coloureds look so different from each other also. Yes, so true, because you think about it. The first Coloureds we spoke about, right? The ones that is koi sun and white, they will have one look. And then when they start mixing with black, they will start to get a different look because now there's another influence there. You'll understand that. Yes, someone said yes. Okay. You on board. Continue. Very good. Knowledge is power. Thank you. Thank you. I respect your thing. Okay, so you'll understand, right? It's like if you know, like alcohol, like maybe you put some whiskey, then it's one color, then maybe you add some gin, it will mix, then maybe you put coffee. I don't know how that's gonna taste, but then the colors all mix, right? And then you put orange juice, then you see, so it's like that. So it kept getting mixed up. But like I say, some didn't mix. They just stayed like with their own people. And that's why colors look different. That's why you see some look like maybe more white, some look more black, some look, okay, now we're getting to the next part. So you'll understand that part. Now then what also happened is, because then remember, because some of you already jumped the gun, you already said in the top, but you were right, but I couldn't read it that time because we were not at that step yet, right? Because step 1 is only the Dutch and the koi and the sun. Now step 2 is when they also mixing with black, or the blacks and But then at the same time, the people from Malaya and Java came. Like I'm now in Malaysia. Malaysia used to be Malaya, that's what it was called, and Indonesia was Java Island. So they came. And also the Indians came. I don't know who came first, whatever we're not talking about first, second, third. It's not a competition. We're just talking about people who came. Okay? Then they came. And when they came, what happened is these Coloureds then started. What do you think happened? Okay, let me ask you, what do you think happened when these Coloureds started seeing the black, the Asians, which is the Malaya, the Javanese, and the Indians? What do you think happened there? Tell me what happened when they met each other. Yes, they mixed. Again, Daniel, very clever. There's some of you like very like, I don't know, the person before you, like, I don't know, IQ problem there. Anyway, yes, Daniel is right. They also started mixing, and then because they mix, they started having children. Now you can imagine if you are having the Coloureds that were just koi, the first batch, the first step, we'll call them first step Coloureds, which means they are just koi, sun, and white. So they didn't mix with blacks. They went straight and went to go mix with let's say with the Indian. So there's more, so they have a different mix, right? And then the other ones, the other koi, sun, white was step 1, that went to mix with the black, which are now our number 2 Coloureds, right? They now went to mix with the Indian. So then, of course, they will be different looking from the number 1 Indian, right? The number 1 Coloured. You understand? And then also, some of them then also mixed with the people from Malaya. I'll call them the Malays. They started mixing them from Java and Malay with the Muslims. They started mixing with them. You'll understand? So then it's like because it depends who you mixed with. So then they all start looking differently. They have different looks, different features, the hair texture, the body, the kind of bone structure is a bit different. But what they all have in common, because what they have in common is the important thing that makes them colored. It is that the thing that where they originated from. You understand? That's why I was so in the beginning very concerned about you must understand origin. And what did we say their origin is? They must have koi, sun, and white. If any of those three, there's no white, then they're not really, they're not colored. Okay? Of course, this is in the DNA. But on paper, sometimes the people at the register, they will just say you're colored. But actually in your genes, you are not colored. Because you don't have the white, or you don't have the koi, or you don't have the sun. You understand? But if you're talking about the real colored, they must have koi, sun, and Dutch, and then they can have all the other stuff. Tell me if you'll understand. So let's say those are the third step coloreds, the ones who are like mixed already with the Asians. Tell me if you understand. Koi people are not black. Yeah, I don't know what these people, I don't like that one. I don't like what? What don't I like? I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah. Anything that you write that's irrelevant, I'm not going to answer because it's off topic, okay? No, I'm not talking about you, Landani, about the IQ. It's not you. It was somebody else, not you. Somebody else. Definitely not you. Okay, Daniel understands. So where did I get the stories? Once upon a time, I was at university. Yeah, I don't know if you've heard of university, but yeah, it's this place where you go to and then you study a certain subject and then you learn these things, yeah. Like, evolutionary biology and genetics. I didn't do the history of this, but I did the actual genetics and evolutionary biology. But I don't know if you know about that. I don't know if you know that people go to university. Do people go to university in South Africa? Because she doesn't understand, this person doesn't, whatever, he or she, is not sure where I got the stories I'm telling. Okay? Yeah. Anyway, sorry. Yeah. No, I learned at university. Okay? And I don't even have to learn at university. If you don't have to even go, you can just Google it. It's all the information is there. Look, I can even read it for you. It's in the first sentence. It says here, the colored population in South Africa is primarily the result of interracial mixing between European settlers, which we already said, the Dutch, and the indigenous Khoisan people. We said that. And enslaved Africans and Asians. And I also said that, isn't it? Do you remember? Because I said some of them mixed with the black tribes, and then I said, and when the Asians came there, right? I said all of that. It's all written there. There, look. It's written there. You just need to maybe make a little bit of effort to learn. Don't just wait for people to tell you. You can learn yourself. You don't have to wait. Okay? Khoi and San people, the race they belong to is called Capoid. They are Capoid people. The black people are Negroid people, so they are different. But this is too complicated for your mind to fathom, so I don't even want to get into it. That's why I didn't want that Lindy music to talk about all the DNA and the Neanderthal, because some of you are not. Do you understand? What's your name, Lindy? I know what you're trying to say, but with the people we're talking here, we cannot talk at that level because it will just cause it's just going to be very confusing. Okay, another day we'll talk about that. Another day. Who doesn't want to be black? Mixing cultures uncovered. Yeah. So you see, it's not even mixing cultures. It's not culture. I'm talking about race. Culture is different. I'm talking about race. Okay, I'm not going to answer that because that's not important. Okay, so let's see if you understand. Somebody, let's see who's the first person. What is the origin of the colored people? Let's see who was listening. What is the origin? What mix do they have to be? Remember we said step 1. So I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting to see who can answer. No, the first, yeah, but the first, remember the origin. What is the mix of the original, the first colors, the first colors? Remember? The first thing I was kept telling, origin, the beginning. What mix was the people right in the beginning? And also, you mustn't say Muslim Indian, because Muslim is a religion. It's not race. You must separate the two. There's race, and then there's religion, and then there's culture. Culture and religion we're not talking about, we're talking about the race, okay? Yes, Dutch and Khoi and San. That's the first one. You forgot to put San, Khoi San. Yes, but that's right. No, first one is Dutch and Khoi. Londani music. Daniel is right. First one is Dutch and Khoi San. He's like half right because, or she, whatever. Daniel, okay. You didn't put Khoi San, okay? That's the first step. And then, what was the second when they even mix further? What was the next mixture their next mixture? What did they add to their mixture? What was the next race that they added? Let me see who knows. Yes, Daniel is right. Okay. No, not really then, because it was all happening like at the same time. I just put it for us easier to make it like that, like 1, 2, 3. But it was actually like it depends when the people came. You understand? But fine, African. And then what was the next? What next did they add to their DNA to mix it up even more? What more did they mix? Hopefully, all the people who are not talking and just watching, hopefully you are understanding what we are talking about, right? Hopefully you understand what it means to be colored. Remember, if I don't answer you, it's because your question or what you're saying is not relevant to the conversation. Because I don't want to hijack, I don't want the conversation to be hijacked. Yeah, that's I'm not talking about that also. I'm not talking about who was here first, second, third. I'm not interested in that. It's not a fight about who's here. I'm talking about only colored people. I don't care about other people. I don't care about black people and white people and purple. I just want to talk about my people, the colored people. Because we always get left out. It's always the whites talking and the blacks talking. So now we are talking. When you're on my channel, we are talking. Okay? I don't care about the other people. I only talk about them when they are involved in our thing. So I'm still waiting for the answer. After, remember, first step was Khoi, San, and white. Then they added some black. And then what is another what is another race, other races that they mixed with? Let me know. Yeah, I don't want the conversation to get hijacked by other things. Just fix. We spoke about white the other day. We spoke about black. Now I want to talk about colors. Everyone will get their turn. And blacks, don't have to worry. Blacks, your history, your culture is everything of yours is very organized. Same with the whites. It's only the colors where it's very confusing, or not confusing. People just don't care. Now I'm making sure they care. Yes, thank you. But I'm still asking the last question. Daniel already said that the origin is Khoi, San, and Dutch. Then he already said, then they also started mixing with, they had children with black people. Who's the other people they had children with? Yeah, no, that's rubbish. Londani music, you're talking rubbish. That's actually very racist. No, anybody can be here, but the subject is colored people. If the subject was bread, then we're only going to talk about bread. We're not going to talk about cats and fish, no. Just bread. Now the subject is colored people, so we are only focusing on colored people. The other things we will talk only if it's related to colored people. If it doesn't involve colored people, I'm not gonna address it, okay? Because there'll be other days when we talk about that other things. Today it's colored people, okay? So I'm still waiting to hear who else did they mix with. I'm not hearing anybody, and I already explained. Nobody knows, right? Nobody knows. Nobody knows who else the colored people mixed with. We already said originally they are white, Khoi, and San. Then they also mixed with black people. And what other people did they mix with? There's more people that they mixed with. Who are they? Okay, yeah, but what I'm saying is but that's why I don't want to talk about that topic, because then it's like racist, okay? We're not going down that road today. I'm still waiting for my question to be answered. There's 13 of you all and nobody knows the answer. Yeah, the first group we already said. Then we said they mixed with black people. There's other people they mixed with. Who are those other people? Yeah, so I'm talking about their ancestry. I'm asking who are the other people, who's the other ancestors that they mixed with. I'm asking the question, just answer me. The question is, Daniel already said the origin of the colored people is white, Khoi, and San. Then after that, they also mixed and interbred with blacks to make different type of coloreds. And then these coloreds then also went to go mix with who? Who's the next people they mixed with? The question is, who are those other people that they mixed with? We are doing the ancestry. Yes, Indians and who else? Yes, colored conversation unpacked. And the way AI spells it is very wrong, because they're using the US. In South Africa, we use British English, like for the word colored. We spell it with a O-U-R-E-D. There's another group. Yes, Indians. So some mixed with Indians and others mixed with what? There's still one more race. Very powerful colored race. Thank you. Who's that colored race? Asians, yes. And Asians specifically, yeah, white is in the beginning. And the Asians are specifically what we call now Malays. Okay? Those days, they weren't called anything. They were just people from Java and Malaya. Because Malay, okay? Like I'm actually in Malaya now, Malaysia, okay? They mixed with Malays. Now, those people who mixed with Malays, those coloreds who mixed with Malays, because they are Muslim, they are called Cape Malays. Okay, that's the only difference in colored people. The first type that I told you, only Khoi, San, and white, and the second, which is Khoi, San, white, and black, and then the others, Khoi, San, white, Indian, they are just coloreds. But the ones who mixed with the Malays, they are coloreds, but they are Cape Malay. The others are just Cape coloreds. These ones are Cape Malay. And that's why it's called Cape colored, because Cape colored means you originated in the Cape, which is where Jan van Riebeeck was. That's why it's Cape colored. And then there's other colors, which are all these ones that you are asking me. What about the one black and mixing with black and white? Before, we used to call them other colors during the apartheid. Okay, because they were illegal, so they were just other colored. But although, see, like Trevor Noah, he was classed as black. He was classified as black. But of course, when we see him, we know his father's white, his mother's black. So we would say other colored, but the law will say black. Okay? But nowadays, we don't use that. We just say they are of mixed race. Like Trevor Noah, he's black, classified as black, but he's of mixed race. Was half and half. Because sometimes you have Indian with black. See, there's no white. So they just mixed race, half and half. Okay? You can only be called colored if there is Khoi or San and white in you. You must have that original mix. Do you all understand that? Do you all understand that? Because when we were at school, we were taught this. I don't know why. Well, not all of us. Depends on your school. Depends on your school. Because I don't know if they used to. My school definitely, but I remember the school where my friend went to, they didn't teach them that because it depended on how good your teacher was. Like my teacher was very concerned that we learn who we are. We must know who we are. We must be colored. We must know what colored means. So I'm lucky. Other teachers were just like, they're just there, just there to, pass time. Yeah. Okay. So do you all understand? Do you all understand? Yes or no? Very important that colored people must have Khoi, San, and white. If they don't have that three, they are not Cape Coloureds. They have to have that three in their DNA. And now it's easy to find out if you are a real colored because sometimes, during the apartheid and even now they just write. Because the person that's writing, registering you or even your parents or whatever, not everyone is, like you see, the guy said, oh, we don't care. Someone said their colors don't care. They don't care, so they don't care. But if you go do your DNA, when you give your blood or your saliva and then they can map it for you, you'll see those three will be there. If you are real colored, a real Cape colored, like me, I have it because I had my DNA mapped. Khoi, I'm not Khoi. San is there. White is there. Well, because also I have a lot of white in me as well. And, things like that. You understand? So does everybody understand that? And this person will keep going about Khoi is black, Khoi is black. You take your phone, you Google, is Khoi a black race? Khoi San, we are not black people. That's what the people from the Khoi San thing say. And then the evolutionary biologists and geneticists will say Khoi and San are carpoid because there's 5 anthropological races. Carpoid, Negroid, Mongoloid, Caucasoid, and Australoid. Carpoid is San and Khoi. Negroid is all black races. Mongoloid is all Asian races except Indian. Caucasoid is white and Indian. Australoid is all those like from the Fiji, from Maori and those not Pacific Islanders, those they're near Australia, all those island type people. Okay? And how you know what is different, what makes them different is the shape of the skull and the facial bone structure. Okay? So now I'm taking you a little bit deeper. It's more deep, more intellectual conversation going on here now, okay? Because if you die, or if sometimes they find bodies of people who died 600 years ago, and they can tell you, oh, this person must have been the Pacific Islands and blah, 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 and we think he, Maori, whatever. You know how they know? You can look at and the bone features, the skull, the density of the bone in the skull and in the shape of the skull, The shape of the forehead, and especially here, and then the features, the cheekbones, the jawline, the shape of the nose, the bridge here, all of that. So the Negroid, which are all the black races, and the Khoi and San, totally different head and skull and what is this thing? Facial features. Do you all understand what I'm trying to say here? If you understand, let me know if you understand what I'm trying to explain about the skull and the facial features. Yeah, but why? I know, I understand. In school, they don't teach us about this because a lot of people will be said, why should you be sad? You are what you are. Isn't it? Right? No, Khoisan are not black. It's irrelevant how much Khoisan DNA I have. We're not talking about my genetics. We're talking about what is a colored. What's this? Can you know that as a person? Can you know how much? Yeah, you can know. Like I know how much percentage my and mine is quite high considering that I'm so mixed. No, Black Americans are African. Yeah, that's not right. Because they are descendants of Africa. You see, this is the other thing that I find the South African schools, I don't know what you all are learning at school or at university, because South Africans just don't understand. You know what the word descendant means? I think it's also because your English is not good enough. Black US Americans are Africans, okay? The black South Americans are descendants of Africa. All black races are descendants of Africa. Okay? Yes, Coloureds are mixed race. Of course, Khoisan are not mixed race. They are the original people, especially the San. The San is the first Homo sapien, but that is too deep for you people to understand. If you can't even understand colored, I don't know how you're going to understand Khoi and San. Khoi and San is very complicated because they are especially San. Khoi not that much, but San. The Bushmen is the original, the first Homo sapien. You can keep saying Khoi is black, but they're not. If you say I'm spreading misinformation, that's fine. Because all you need to do is go and Google it. Or go to a lecture and ask, you tell me what misinformation am I spreading? You want to, she's spreading misinformation. So tell me, write it there. You think you're so big shot? Show me, write it there. Write it in front of all these people so I can put you straight. They are Africans. Those are Africans with DNA, but keep on refusing that. What do you mean? Do you mean they are Coloureds that have... Of course, Coloureds are Africans. They are made in Africa. We just spoke about the origin of Coloureds. Where were you people when I was explaining that they are Khoi and San and white? Made in Cape Town. Not Cape Town, it wasn't Cape Town. In the Cape province. Made in the Cape. Kaap die goeie hoop. Who's this that's not African? Who said? But they were in Africa since the beginning of time. How are they not African? I don't know who you're talking about. If you're talking about Khoisan, they are African. Not all Africans are black. Look at me. I'm an African, made in Africa. Coloureds are not, most Coloureds are not black. There are those who are. When I'm saying black, I mean in skin tone. And also in race. Coloureds are not a black race. Egyptians, what do you think Egyptians are? People, I don't know what they are teaching at school. Do you know what the map? Have you seen the map of Africa? You've seen the map of Africa, right? Right? So on the map of Africa, there's countries like Egypt, Tunisia, Algeria, Libya, Morocco. Those people are not black, but they are African. Africans are not all black. We are different races in Africa. It's just that the blacks are the most. Mandela was Xhosa. And I already explained earlier on that some of the Khoisan people mixed with some of the Xhosas, with some of the other black races. So he is Xhosa. He does not identify with his Khoisan. Because the other thing is when you are a mixed race, you can choose which side of your mix. Look like Barack Obama. His mother is white. He grew up with his mother. He never grew up with his black father. But he identifies as black, not white. But he can be either. Same with Trevor Noah. Trevor Noah can say I'm white because he can, because his father's white. But he says he's black because his mother's black. You can choose. This is the thing about being colored, the good thing. You can be whatever you want to be because you can be whatever is in your DNA. Because there isn't one that is right. So I know a lot of coloreds, I'm sure you know, a lot of coloreds, they identify more as white, right? Some identify more as black. Some identify more as Indian. Some identify more as Cape Malay. They're more with the Asian side. And then there's others like me, or some also identify more with their Khoi or San. Then there's others like me, we identify with everything that's in us. Sometimes I'm with my Indian side, sometimes with my Khoi. I don't care because I can be whatever I want to be. You understand? You mixed people, like coloreds and mixed people, you cannot put them in a box. They can be anything. Look at Meghan Markle. One parent is black, one parent is white. But she identifies more as white because it's her choice. She doesn't want to identify as black. Mariah Carey, look how white she is, but she identifies as black. Tiger Woods is Native American, Thai, and black. So he can choose to be Native American, Thai, or black, but he wants to be black. Totally ignores that his mother, that she's Thai. Totally doesn't care that she's Thai. Like ignores her. Okay. I'm not forcing anyone to understand what suits me. I'm just telling you this is what it is. No one's forcing you. You don't want to know, then you don't need to know. You can continue believing what you want to believe. It's fine. I'm just giving you the facts. And then whether you want to take the facts, you take it. If you don't want to, then you continue believing what you want to believe. It doesn't matter. No, English doesn't make people smart, but it makes them understand each other better. That's what it does. That is why we have language, so that we can communicate. And if we communicate and we understand the language properly, we can communicate exactly what we feel or what we mean. Otherwise, it gets lost in translation. Do you understand? Again, this is something you should have learned about language in school. Why do we learn language? So that we can communicate. It's got nothing to do with being smart. It's got to be with so we can communicate. So it doesn't matter what language you're speaking. If I was speaking Xhosa, I must be able to speak it properly so that when I speak to people, they understand. I'm not just putting all words mixed up. That's what language is about. It's got nothing to do with being smart. It's about being able to communicate effectively. But if you don't know the language properly, how are you going to make me understand? If I don't know the language properly, how am I going to make you understand? And since English it's not my fault. Like you're trying to make it my fault that English is the language of our government and of our commerce. It's not my fault. I didn't make the law. I was also just told English is, because I'm Afrikaans. My first language is Afrikaans. My moedertaal is Afrikaans. But I'm forced to speak English now as my first language. I'm forced. Because it's the language of the government and it's the language of commerce. Why Afrikaans was my moedertaal? Because during the apartheid, the language of the government was Afrikaans and the language of commerce was Afrikaans. That's why I had to learn Afrikaans. Now it has changed. Now, if tomorrow it changes to Pedi, I'll have to change. That's just how it is. Okay. So I just need to do a few things. Thank you. Ndlovus from, is that ZN? Okay, right. So the people who just joined, you really missed out a lot of things. Okay, so, oh, we're already on for so long. We need to go soon. Okay, so what were we talking about? So let me again do the mapping of the colored people, because now there's quite a lot of you. So what we said is, what is colored people? Step one, their origin. So what is their origin? The origin is they were made in the Cape Province, the Kap de Goeie Hoop, and they are a mixture of Khoi and Dutch, or San and Dutch. Coloureds must have this in their DNA. Sorry. They must have this in their DNA in order to be colored. Then what happened? They started mixing. Some didn't. They stayed just like that. They mix only with each other. Okay? Which is normal, you know. Even now, people still do that. Others went to go and mix with blacks. Which means now they have Khoi, white, which is Dutch, and black. Others had San, white, and black. Right? Then they even went to mix more with other people. They went to mix with the Indians. So some were Khoi, white, black, and Indian. Some were San, white, black, and Indian. Some were only Khoi, white, and Indian. No black. Some were only San, white, and Indian. No black. Others went to mix even more, and they were Khoi, white, black, and Malay. Some were San, white, black, and Malay. Some even mixed more. They were Khoi, white, black, Indian, and Malay. You see, it just depends who was mixing with who. But at the core, they have to have the original mixture, which is white, Khoi, and San. Yeah, you can stop spreading misinformation until you tell me what the misinformation is. I'm not going to entertain you. And if you say it one more time, I'm just going to block you. Okay? Because you just, I think you are just a troll. I got no time for trolls, because you see there's serious people here who are really making an effort to understand and trying to explain things and things like that. Everybody else, others are just here just to, because they don't like what I'm saying. And I'm not saying these things. The experts say that, okay? It's not me. I'm just telling you what I learn, and then I give it to you. And you don't have to believe me. You can go learn yourself. Go. You're old enough. You're not a child. You're over 18. Act like an adult and go. If you don't like what I'm saying, you're going to learn yourself. What is this? Please answer me. What do you want to know? I don't know what you want to know. Mango. I don't know about mango. Oh, thank you. You like, is it you love history? Yeah, this is not so much history. It's more just about colored people. What is their origin and how they mix throughout the centuries, and what makes you a Cape colored. Okay? Real Africans are black, is it? So what do you think Nelson Mandela was? What do you think the Xhosa people are? Because they're not black. You mean the black race? If you mean black race, because remember, in my other videos already, in my other life, I already explained, race color is not such a big deal, race, because color is just an inherited features. That's why you can see in one black family, everyone, like there'll be people with different shades. Some might be darker, some might be lighter, right? Because that's just inherited feature. Just depends. Sometimes you have more melanin, sometimes you have less, and especially with colored people, it depends what mix you have. Okay. But the color of your skin does not determine your race. But if you are saying the black race, if you say real Africans are the black race, it's also not right, because anyone who originates, who are like from Africa, and I'm not talking about those who started and then they went up and went around and became, I'm talking about like after all that happened. I think after the Ice Age or whatever, after one time, I don't know what age, but anyway, because Egyptians are not black, but they are real Africans. Because on what continent do you think Egypt is? Egyptians, Libyans, Moroccans, what is the other one? Tunisians, Coloureds, South African Coloureds, Namibian Coloureds, Botswana, wherever you find colored. We are all African and we are not black. We are not of the black race. Khoisan as well, they're not of the black race. We are of different races. You'll understand? So Africans are not only a black race. Ask that guy why he keeps saying I'm spreading misinformation. He just keeps saying, because he's a troll. Someone told him to come here and to don't let people know the truth, because that's what they do. When they don't want you to talk the truth or for others to learn the truth, they will send people to come and mix. There is such thing as colored. What? Can you see me? Or do you refuse to see me? What do you think I am? So you basically saying I don't exist, is it? When you say there's no such thing. Or you mean the word colored? If you mean the word, there is such a thing. In South Africa, there's a race of people like me, where the name that the government was given to our race is colored. Other people in South Africa, their race that they were given is black. And then those black people, some of them, their tribe gave them a name. And the tribe said, your name is Paddy. That's how naming works. Somebody will come up with a name. You understand? So you cannot say there is no such thing as colored, because in South Africa, Namibia, Botswana, a lot of countries, there's a race that the government said, you people here, you are colored. So there is such a thing. And if you look at me, you see a colored, because if you say there's no such thing, then you are saying I don't exist. And all other colored people, we don't exist. We are nothing. We are not humans. That's what you're saying, isn't it? Right? Because otherwise, what else? What are you saying? I don't know. You have to explain yourself more. Khoi and San are capoid Africans. And I don't want to say that again. It's very irritating. I'm not even going to acknowledge that anymore. It's not that I don't like it. It's just, people, please. It's not that I don't like it. I don't like stupidity and ignorance. That's what I don't like. It doesn't matter how many times you say it. It doesn't make it true. It doesn't make it true. You can say and say and say. It's just not true. Yeah, easy to find an expert. Go to your university, speak to a geneticist, you speak to an evolutionary biologist, you speak to you can even, the Khoisan people, they have their website. You can even go to their organization. You speak to all these people, they'll tell you. You don't even have to go anywhere. Just, there's a lot of articles online. Just read. Who's saying Xhosas are not black? what rubbish is this? White people are black. Don't talk rubbish. You know, some of you, I don't know, very childish. Egyptians are Africans. Where do you think Egypt is? On what continent is Egypt? People, what do you people learn in school? Don't you learn geography? You know, don't you learn the map of Africa and then you have to name all the countries on the map of Africa? Let me take out the map of Africa. I don't know what you guys learn at school. Do you all go to school? Let me put your countries in Africa. Let me name the countries. Algeria, Angola, and I've been to all these countries. Benin, Botswana, Burkina Faso, Burundi, Cameroon, Cape Verde, Central African Republic, Chad, Comoros, DR Congo, Djibouti, Egypt, Equatorial Guinea, Eritrea, Eswatini, Ethiopia, Gabon, Ghana. Did you hear? So if Egypt is in Africa, then those people are Africans. Otherwise, what do you think they are? Russians, is it? Europeans. You know that Egypt is in Africa, right? It's not in Europe. You know that, right? Or never learned at school. What real knowledge? What, that Egypt is not in Africa? What, Egypt is not in Africa? I was lied about that, is it? What are you talking about? I don't know who told you it's a black continent. It's just that the majority of people in Africa are black. And the only reason they're black is because of the sun. That's why you'll see those who are even closer, like if you're in the desert, like if you go to Sudan and Ethiopia. And the only reason like the Arabs are not that dark is because they always cover themselves. But have you seen the Sudanese blue-black? Actually, my grandfather was blue-black. He was black, you know, that blue that look, they like shine the way they're so black. Yes, Africa's not skin color. Thank you. Arab is their race. Oh, people, please. Arab is the race of the Egyptian. Like black is the race of the petty people in South Africa. It's the same thing. It's just a different race, but they are Africans. People, honestly, I don't know what you learn at school. I hope my Malaysian people are looking at this. Because you guys, Malaysians, are yours. You want to complain about your school system. Look, your school system is much better because you guys don't understand all of this, you see? South Africans don't understand it because the school system is not good. Difference in culture, not nationality. Yes, thank you. That's right. That's, you see, Indian girl, of course. Of course. You would know that. But that's why I say in South Africa, the Coloureds are the ones that know nothing. You talk to white people, they know. You talk to real, like, serious black people, they know. You talk to Indians, they know. Coloureds know nothing about, they don't know nothing about anything. Look, yeah, I'm sorry. You see, it's live. You are all here. You can see it's live that I can see that you don't know that the school system, the educational system is failing you. It's here live. I'm not making it up, isn't it? You are all here. You can see. Yes, race is a social construct. We all know that already. You are defined by your government. And that doesn't mean the government is right. It's just that is how it is. Because you are actually, because you know you have what is defined in your genes. Your genes will determine what you are. But at the end of the day, because you're living within a society, the government will also play a big role in that. You understand? Yes, we are defined by our government. Or your tribe. The petty tribe decided, their chief decided they are petty. And our culture will be like this. And our rules, someone will decide. And then everybody will follow. But when it comes to your biological makeup, no one can define that. Nobody. It just is what it is. Like if you are male, you be XY. Even if your government says, no, he identifies as a woman, it doesn't matter. You can identify as a cow. But if your species is a human when it comes to biology, then that's what you are. Okay? Thank you. Colored scan. That's just the race. It's not in your DNA. How many times must I say that? Colors can choose whatever they are because colors are mixed. Like, so if you are mixed, you have, okay, let me take Trevor Noah. Everybody knows him. Trevor is half white and he's half black. So maybe if he was raised with his father in Germany, he would have been more white. He would have felt he identifies more as white. But because he grew up with his mother in Soweto, he identifies more as black. It's just because colors are like that. You can go with whatever because you have two parents. And your parents, if they like our parents, especially colors, like my mother is already mixed and my father. And even I married a man that's mixed, so my child is very mixed up. So we can choose. I cannot just be what my mother and then ignore what my father is. Because my mother will want me to do of her cultural stuff, and then my father will want me to do what his cultural stuff is. And then because his parents are already mixed, they also want me to do that one and that. So it's mixed up. That is what I was trying to explain. And you only mixed people will understand that. Other people, they just like, okay. The royal kings gave the names. Yeah, Capoid is the anthropological race. That's what anthropologists, that's how they class race. How they class people by race. It's different from what the government. Theirs is an anthropological way of determining who is who. Because if they exhume a body that has been under the ice for 3,000 years and comes out, they must be able to, just by looking at the head and the bone features and sometimes by the clothes, whatever, they must be able to identify whether it was a male or a female, about how old they were, what country they think they came from, what tribe, etc. Because, and that's why they have these kind of races. Okay, I know this is like another level. Some of you is like, don't know what she's talking about. She's spreading misinformation. Because normally when you don't understand something or you don't like something, it's misinformation. Yes, there's Africans who are blue-black and Africans who are light brown, but Africa is a black continent. Yeah, I don't know. A lot of people don't like when you say that. It's offensive. But anyway, I didn't say it. You said it. Okay, white names. African was one thing. Government came to divide Africa. Yes, not government is. But anyway, all countries are divided. It's not really divided. We would have divided ourselves up anyway. Because people are like that. Look at the blacks. You have so many tribes. So many. Look at China. To us, they all look the same. But when you go there and you're there long enough, you can see they're different because they're different tribes. So they have different cultures. They have different motifs on their costumes. The way they dress is different. Because people are like that. We will always separate ourselves. We will put ourselves in. So it's not that Africa's divided. It's just how it is. Because you look at Egyptian and you look at you. You all are not the same. Totally different. Look different, different culture. Everything is different. Different God. Everything is different. I'm not interested in that. The African name. Yeah, black continent can be whatever. I'm not going to say it because a lot of people don't like just that word. Race talk showdown. 15 more minutes and I have to go. The Dutch dated koi. The Dutch, some of like my ancestors, they actually married because we have the certificate. But because my people stayed when my ancestors on my grandmother's side, when the koi the son mixed with the Dutch, they stayed like that until late 1800s. So they actually they had a marriage certificate. They didn't mix so quickly. That's why I actually have quite a high percentage of Sun in my DNA. They stayed until 1800 and I think 30 something. They did not mix with any of the other races. They stayed like that. They only mixed. No, when did they mix? Then they mixed with German, like my grandmother. They mixed one more time with German and then never again. My other black and Indian came from my maternal side, from my grandfather, because he's from Mauritius. He came from Mauritius to South Africa. And Mauritian is Creole. Mauritian Creole are normally Arab. Well, he was Arab, French, Ethiopian black. That's why he's blue black. And Indian. So, and when did he come to South Africa? Because he was he fought in the Second World War. He came because he was fighting the second. So quite late. You see, so my people mixed quite late. So that's why there's more. I have more Sun in me than other people, because they mixed already in 1652, 1670s, 1722, like that. So it depends. It just depends how people mix. Okay. Yeah, true. School is a place of indoctrination. I agree. We did that. When you want to tell us right thing, you start where you're coming from and tell us, I did that right in the beginning. That's why I spoke about origin. Yeah, that. No, your identity is, yes, you're right. It's defined by your parents. Yeah, your parents will, when you're small, they'll decide, okay, you, like, especially if you have mixed parents, because one parent might want to be more dominant. Their culture is more dominant. Like, let's say your father's Indian and your mother's Chinese. The child will be more Indian because the father will be forcing it, but the mother will on the sideline be forcing the Chinese also. So you know what I mean? So it's like that. Because, everybody thinks their culture is the best or their race is the best. So it's an issue. KwaZulu, yes. KwaZulu, definitely. You guys, what happened with you all was Khoisan, Dutch, definitely Zulu. And British, yes. Because the British, because they landed at Natal. Also Portuguese. Because Vasco da Gama was there for a while with his crew, and they were also mingling and getting the women pregnant and everything. Yeah, you're right. You are you're right. So you know your ancestry. You know yours. Definitely Khoi or San, Dutch, Zulu, definitely British, but also for sure Portuguese. You must just go and check. Identity is fluid. Yeah, because identities as a race is what you identify as. Like I say, because if you're black, then you identify as black. Oh, I think it's only fluid with mixed people. It has to be, because you mix. With other people, it's not. If you're black, you're black. If you're white, you're white. That's your identity. You can pretend to be something else, but you're not. You can like tell people, oh, actually, although I look black, I'm white, and everyone will just go, oh, yes, yes. And then when we're gone, when you walk away, we go like, that one, huh? Crazy. Okay. That's why I say just go to an expert. They will tell you, human, it doesn't matter what color you are, what hair texture you have. We are humans. We are the same. We are the same. We are the same species. We just differ in race or in what do you call this thing? Ethnicity and stuff like that. Okay. Humans are humans. They are humans. If you're not looking at their genetic, like their ancestral makeup, blood is the same, heart, everything is the same. Chromosomes, everything is the same. Of course, some people have some defect because they got some disorder. but that's an anomaly. There's something wrong with them. But you should not talk like that. Trevor, yes, he's mixed race. Yes, some of us has more than 3. Like I have 7. My son has 10. Who's Benny? No, Benny will be colored if he is of the original colored, which means he has to have white, Khoi, or Sun. Okay? Whoever Benny is. Is Benny that guy that I saw the other day? No. Black people are not colored. Yeah, you probably came late. Yeah, these people who come late, you always come late and talk rubbish. Anyway, I have to go off now because what that guy spoke to me now is just put me in like, put me back in the apartheid days when they were telling us how subhuman we are. And please go off my thing. I feel very bad now. Because I don't want people to hear you say that. Nobody's inferior. We are all the same. Some of us are just a little bit more stupid than others. And we think we're better. And that's just how it is. Some people just think they're better, and some people are just stupid to think they are less. We must stop that. We are all equal. We are all human. No one is better than the other when it comes to being human. We only differ in how we are. In maybe this one is more educated, that one's less educated. This one runs faster, that one runs not that fast.
If all of us are the same, why white people don't play basketball?
Please do not talk anymore. Okay, people, I have to go. Sorry, I can't even now read all your... Okay, let me try to quickly read some of your things, okay? Yeah, okay, God, I'm not talking about. I don't know about that. Before Group Areas Act. Okay. Yes, we are all human. It's not the appropriate comparison. Yes, okay. Tigers and lions are not different species. They're the same species. They're animal. Okay, while I'm here, let me quickly look at that. Apologies, tigers and lions are different species. But what I was trying to say is they still fall under animal category. Okay, but you are right, because here they say they are genetically different. That's why they cannot interbreed. That's why also same fish. And so you guys are right on that. I'm wrong. I admit that. But where I am right is that humans, irrespective of color, race, ethnicity, culture, we're the same. We are the same species. Okay. Sorry, lion, tigers. Yeah, he's right. They're not the same. I was wrong. But when it comes to humans, I am right. Yes, a black person and white person are not from different species. No, of course not. It's a person. Yeah, it's very upsetting. You see, you upset everybody here. But I did shut him down, right? I did. You all saw me, right? I did my part. I didn't let him put all this crap in people's head, right? I did my part. Yes, that's why people feel superior because of that thinking. Learned behavior, yes. Cognitive, let me see. Please respect us when we are okay. Okay, yeah, now it's becoming racist. Yeah, let me finish. People, thank you for joining. Yeah, this one was a bit of from the beginning already, like trying to get y'all to understand. I hope you guys understand. And please set other people straight when it comes to colored people, because colored people, we need to learn who we are so that we also can be respected for who we are, so that people can see us. You see how people can be looking at me and still tell me that I don't exist. There's no such thing as colored. It's like, then what the hell am I? What are you looking at? Okay, we do exist. Look, I exist. I can feel myself. And if you also colored, you exist. Okay, so anyway, thank you so much for joining, and have a very good day. For me, it's night. It's already like almost midnight. And cheers. See you next time.